story here is about somebody who I was very much an admirer of as a child. Okay, so music, right? I mean, we all know about music, how music can kind of like, music brings us together, you know. Well, Marina, thank you. How music transcends, you know, how music heals. Music saves, doesn't it? So remembering all of this as a 9-year-old child, I'll never forget that moment when my mom basically got me a guitar. It was a K guitar, a battered K guitar from a secondhand shop. And I'll never forget kind of like, you know, when she brought it to me, it just like with also the little kind of like chord book, right? The K chord book that comes with it. Just kind of, just picking it up, kind of like, you know, just feeling those notes, you know what I mean? And just kind of like hearing the music that it said like heals, the music that saves. And my musical father that started it all. Anybody know who this is? Do you know? It's James, isn't it? Okay, yeah, so after the guitar, you're just kind of like just picking it up, just feeling it, feeling your way around it, like notes, melodies, not knowing how to tune it, not knowing how chords are played or anything, but just strumming it, just hitting it. And that exactly, when you hit it, that's an E11. That is an E11, so like, or E minor 11 actually, an E minor 11. So yeah, so from there it's just like, kind of like just learning about guitar and everything and learning about music. It's like a religion, you know what I mean? And the big religion, a couple of years later, is like August 1981. Does anybody know what happened August 1981? MTV was launched. Does everybody remember MTV when it was launched? What was the first music video that launched it? By the Buggles, yes. So from there, it like was a eureka moment. Of course, we had like American Bandstand. We loved Dick Clark, and you know, had the Pink Floyd actually, had Syd Barrett and the Pink Floyd on there. Baby Lemonade, we love you, Mike. And he also had like bands like Bananarama and like, you know, just had like Love and a lot of other bands. And then we had Wolfman Jack with like Midnight Special, right? We'll never forget that. I'll never forget seeing Genesis on Midnight Special. You know what I mean? Like kind of like the early, I think it was 1974 as a child watching it, but just like, it truly was like a looking glass world into another world that you wanted to immerse yourself in. So after seeing like MTV, it really was a eureka moment. Seeing like the Pretenders, you know, the seminal album, seeing the specials, seeing Flock of Seagulls, seeing Ultravox. Oh, the other Ultravox. I think that's with Mitch Shore as opposed to John Fox. But we both love that, the two tenures of the group. So from there, it's just like, all of a sudden, there it was, like a shot. There he was, Stuart Goddard, right? Stuart Leslie Goddard. Adam Ant. Yes. Seeing like, you know, like the seeing like Ant music, that was an epiphany. Seeing that was just like, you know, I finally found my tribe. I finally felt a place where I belonged. And from there, it just like, it just changed everything. Just seeing the whole Technicolor thing with like Adam and the Ants. And well, you know, when it comes to kind of like heritage as well, being, you know, kind of like, you know, somebody who's a little bit, I mean, my surname is Juarez. So there's a little bit of like, Latino stuff, and also Native American heritage. So seeing like Adam wearing like the war paint and all of this is kind of like celebrating with love and respect the whole Indian culture. So from there, it's just like, that was my tribe. Seeing Adam and the Ants, and then seeing Adamant, and then from there, just kind of like learning about punk, and then learning about like early Adamant, and learning about Dirk Wears White Socks, and like early stuff from like the early punk music, you know what I mean? Like 1979 was Dirk Wears White Socks. So from there, it's just like, it inspired me to kind of like along with playing music, playing with other people, and it's just like, as I was getting older, like kind of like 18, being in high school, 18, 19, after that, it's just kind of starting a punk band and being in punk bands and kind of playing music and kind of like learning about like, you just kind of freedom. That's the thing about music, is about freedom. Just breaking through everything and also kind of like bringing all of us together, So here we are, just kind of like playing in punk bands, moving to Austin, Texas, playing in punk bands there. Then from there, just like kind of like another epiphany was just like, just wanting to just explore where Adam was from. It's at Marylebone in London, right? So from there, just like I took a trip to London, and I found my place. I met people, I found my way, and I lived in London. So this is like 1996. So playing in bands and kind of connecting with people, connecting with the Libertines, connecting with Ella McGee from Creation Records and Oasis, My Bloody Valentine, Slow Dive, Teenage Fan Club, just playing shows and connecting with all these people and kind of immersing myself with all of this. I did find my tribe. And then those times living in London, getting to connect with other people, finally, that moment happened. January 5th, 2001. A friend of mine who is a London promoter basically says, hey, there's a show happening. There's like a secret guest. Do you want to come down and just check it out and see other bands and everything? And I says, yeah, sure. And it was at the Proud Gallery in Camden, NW1. Anybody know about NW1, Camden? Right? Okay. Okay, so from there, it's just like, just go down to a place called the Proud Gallery, go inside, You have to find a little pinty winety, right? Don't worry, there'll be no glass in here. Right. Okay, yeah, so from there, it's just like, I order a pint, I sat down, I sit down where I am, you know what I mean? And it's like, just like another band's on, then from there, it's just like, then the other performers come on. It's very darkly lit. And from there, it's just like, you're just kind of watching the stage. Then like the other acts come on, they're trying to figure out like how to like plug in and like kind of, they're trying to just strum some chords, trying to tune up. The sound man's not helping much. You have like a little beacon that you take with you wherever you go. You know about the little beacon that you take with you everywhere you go? The little thing that brings you something, right? Whether it's good luck or anything. I kind of have mine from Santa Monica, Mike Randall. What's this here? It's an orgonite, right? I always bring it with me, as well as my Larry Adler harmonica, which is at home actually, but when that time I was in London, it's just like I always brought it with me. That Larry Adler chromatic harmonica, always taking it with me, always getting inspired, anything. So from there, it's just like, it's just like I'm just tooting my harmonica there. There's the band is just getting ready to start. So then I noticed that the guitarist, and I can't really see him, he's wearing like a black fedora. And he's having trouble tuning. So I go up to him and says, hey man, do you need help with like, I can hit an E for you, and I can hit an A for you, and I can hit a D for you. He goes, oh no man, thanks, we're all right, thank you. So then I go back to my seat, have a nice little drinky winky, and I kind of like just sat down there. And then the show starts. The act basically starts with like T-Rex, bang a gong. And it sounds really good. It's just on acoustic guitar, man. Just like, and he sounds like really good, him and his guitarist. So then from there, they go from bang a gong, then they go to no fun. No fun! No fun! And I was like, whoa, man, this dude's a punk, man. And then he launches into like a Rolling Stones song. Okay, cool. So Rolling Stones, he does, they do like Honky Tonk Woman. Man, sounds really good, man. Honky Tonk Woman. I'm thinking, man, this guy's voice is sounding familiar. And then he launches into Buddy Holly. And he's like, kind of like, he's like playing like, of course, if I haven't mentioned it, I'm from Texas, right? So kind of for me, it's just like Buddy Holly is like our pride and joy, along with another gentleman who was from Texas who unfortunately passed away, who was a legend. That's like, the gentleman from Paul Revere and the Raiders, he was also from San Antonio, Texas. So like with seeing the music, it was just like hearing like the Rolling Stones. Then he launched into Buddy Holly. Then I got excited. I got really excited, and I started playing. I started humming it. It's like wow, 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 and I got really excited. Got really loud, and then the gentleman said, "Hey, who's playing that harmonica?" And I was like, "Oh." I'm really sorry. I'll stop. And he goes, oh, no. Please, I love the way it sounds. Keep playing it. Come closer. So then I come closer, and I come closer, and I come closer. And you'll never guess who it is. Yes. This guy. Right here. It's this lovely, 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 lovely man. Stuart Leslie Goddard. He loves what I'm doing. He asks, like, keep going, man, keep going. So like I'm like playing Buddy Holly with him, man. And it sounds so fantastic just to kind of be playing with like my childhood hero, Adam Ant. And that night was just so beautiful. After they finished their set, I thanked him. I shook his hand and I gave him a hug and I said, thank you, Adam, so much for this. And I kind of like was getting ready to come off. And he goes, oh no, wait, come. Let's go outside. Let's have a chat. Can I pass this out to you? You all pass this out amongst yourselves, right? You all pass this out amongst yourselves. All right. Another one there. That's it. So Adam was really impressed with my harmonica playing. We went back outside the back of the Proud Gallery, and then he asked me, so what do you do? And I says, like, well, I'm a touring musician. I play with a band called Television Personalities, done shows with Alan McGee from Creation. I've just worked with musicians in London, and I've toured, in Japan and all that. And he says, like, I love your energy. I love your enthusiasm. And he basically said, like, I could use someone like you. And he says, like, take my number, take the address of the label, and send me what you've got. And I'll call you back in a couple of days. Now, I mean, do you think you're gonna get a call back from Adam Ant? After all of that? So, 2 days later, I get a call back and it's Adam. He goes, Bob, mate, I love your songs. He goes, well, how about we up for doing some shows with me, yeah? He goes, I think I could definitely use someone like you, because after these shows that I'm doing, I'm going to go on a UK tour. Now, y'all know about his history, right, in 2011. All before that, he was blacklisted in the industry. Y'all know that, right? Because he had been sectioned, right, under the Mental Health Act, 2004. I mean, he was totally like just hadn't played any shows. So seeing him like these intimate shows, just him coming back, was just so beautiful to watch, to witness. You know what I mean? And me being there with all these people was so beautiful and moving. Childhood hero, Okay, so Adam digging the music. He basically says, like, let's do some shows. So we did some shows at the Hunter Club. I joined him on harmonica. We did some shows at the Water Rats. Remember the Water Rats, the Pinder of Wakefield in King's Cross, and a couple of other places. So then from there, it's just like Adam says, like, okay, Bob, I need to get a band together. Like, we need to whip up a band. It's like, do you know any musicians? So I kind of like connect. So yeah, sure, I'll call some musicians. He has a lead singer that needs a band. So from there, he basically like pays for all the rehearsals, for like getting ready to support him on tour, and from there, like after what he hears, he loves the band and what he hears, so we go on tour with him. It's like a winter tour, and I'll have to say, it was truly an honor to share a tour with Adam Ant. Seeing him come back from the lowest nadir of his life, and just see him kind of lifting, with feeling love with just people around him, you know, not judging him, you know. And I'm truly honored to have known that gentleman and still know Adam. You know what I mean? But the thing is, like, if I may say, oh, you poor guy, David Jenkins. The thing about Adam Ant was he was very, very generous. On the third date of our 11-date UK tour, he brought the manager in and says, like, okay, these boys have played like 3 shows, pay them the rest of the fee for the whole show, and make sure they get per diems, and make sure that they share the hotel that we're doing, and make sure that they have a splitter van as well. Can you believe that? That's the generosity of this beautiful man named Stuart Leslie Goddard, Adam Ant. And it was such a joy to kind of like be there on that point in his life where he was ready to launch, because after that UK tour, he finally came to the back to the USA in 2012. Y'all remember that, right? He came to the USA in 2012, playing the Mayan Theater and other places as well. So it was such an honor to meet a hero, but then it's also lovely to know a dear friend. And to end, don't drink, don't smoke. What do you do? Don't drink, don't smoke. What do you do? Well, I have a surprise for you. Adam does drink. He loves his Corona with a nice slice of lemon, and he loves to smoke American spirits. So he does drink, and he does smoke. So thank you, everybody.